Hey guys, it's Elizabeth, Finding Elizabeth, and today is Monday, August 22nd, 2016. This is my week 123 post-op vertical sleeve gastrectomy update. I seem to only like making car videos now, so yeah, I thought, wow, since that first one small step day, I haven't gone and checked my P.O. box, so I thought, you know what, I have to mail a card. I should go to that post office, which is a little further away, check my mail, make a video. And if you guys look on the right side while I'm driving, I'm pretty sure you can see the beach because I'm going to be driving down PCH. Anyway, first things first, I just posted on Facebook, got an update from Amy's husband that she's out of surgery, everything went well, and he will be seeing her shortly. So that is awesome. I know she really loves and appreciates all the good wishes and thoughts you guys have been sending her way. So this is just the first part of the journey for her, but she's gonna crush it. So anyway, so there's that. Let's see, you may have noticed basically that I'm back in the last few videos. I found Liz somewhere. I guess I lost her, and hence the title, Finding Elizabeth. Yeah, I'm back. I feel great. I don't know, I'm just back to my old self. I had a couple, Sarah Robeson told me this weekend, she goes, I knew you were in there somewhere. So I was, and I came out, and that's great, because I feel really good. But so, weight loss surgery wise, I started this journey on January 2014 at 402 pounds. I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy on April 14th, 2014 at 360.6 pounds. Last week I was 202.4, I think. This week I was 201.4. So that's 1 pound loss for this week and a 200 pound loss overall. So first things first, let's talk weight loss surgery stuff, which is I came to a decision this weekend that it is time for me to wrap up this journey. I am 2 years and 4 months post-op. I have not hit my goal yet. I have 26 pounds to go. The target I'm setting right now is to hit that goal by December 31st of this year. So that's 26 pounds, which yes, is way more than I've lost probably in the last year, but I'm really going to give it my all as soon as I get back from Colombia. So I am already doing stuff differently, but I can tell you I'm not going to really kick it into gear until I get back from South America. But yeah, so that's the plan. I realized last week or the week before in watching some of my old videos that I have for months and months and months not been eating enough calories or enough protein. I've started trying to have a Premier protein every morning, which really helps all the way around because that's 30 grams of protein right off the bat. And so even if I don't eat that, if I don't eat a ton throughout the day, I'm on a much better path than I was before. So I've been trying to up the calories, up the protein. I'm tracking again. And, I did so-so. I was good some days, not so good other days. Food is just, and I can't say I hate this, but food is just like sort of an afterthought for me right now. I'm going back to Brandon, working out. It feels amazing. I want to feel as strong as I did, maybe 6 or 8 months ago. So working towards that. I am drinking more water, drinking considerably less alcohol, and yeah, life is good. Things are going well. So that's my plan from a weight loss surgery perspective. I was sort of going back and forth on how do I talk about what the lessons are that I learned in this last week without actually talking about it, because I don't want to talk about it anymore. But guess what? You guys have stuck through this whole like insane relationship drama of mine over the summer, so you might as well get the final episode. But after today, the only possible reason that I will ever mention Brian's name again on a YouTube video is if Dateline NBC shows up at my house because they found a sample of my DNA in his basement and they want to make sure I'm still alive. Yeah, because honestly, that's about how ludicrous this whole thing ended up being. I don't know. Something shifted in me last week and it went from this like huge major heartbreak where I thought, oh, it was this very special love, to so ludicrously comical that you know, that it's going to be one of those cocktail party stories I'm probably telling for a long time, about my first post super morbidly obese relationship and what not to do. But anyway, so I mentioned in a video that I have actually since taken down. I took a bunch of videos down this weekend that were about this relationship. I'm up in the air on whether I'll put them back up or not. I feel like, you know, unless you're a very close personal friend of mine, you could not figure out who his identity is from anything that I've said on these videos. I think that seeing the process of somebody getting really upset after weight loss surgery and coming through it is not a bad thing to see. And several women have reached out to me through this process and thanked me for being real and making these videos, because so often they were in relationships where people would just say, oh my God, he's such a dick, just get out of it. And it just isn't, it's not that easy for everybody. I mean, for some women that is, you know, that's their first nature, that's what they do. For everybody it isn't. And so I heard from several people that they really appreciated me sharing my struggles about that, even though he was the one who was obviously at fault. I was really struggling, and it wasn't as easy as just, you know, being mad at him and not loving him anymore. So I'm up in the air about that, but I'm done talking about it after this video. So anyway, I mentioned that I connected with the other person he was seeing, and actually it was one of several other. I, in this process, learned about others. I just don't know how he kept this all straight, which is probably why he calls everybody baby, because he doesn't want to say the wrong name. But anyway, I spoke with her for a few days. I did end up cutting communication off with her just because, I mean, she seems lovely. She's way more of a take no shit kind of person than me. She is not going to be crying on the couch for 2 months over this. But she just learned about this. I've had like 2 months to process it. So she has a lot of processing to do, and I'm probably not the best person to process that with. And I just want to wrap it up. I've been thinking about this for months and months and months. I want to be done with it. So I cut off communication with her. I cut off communication with him. I basically went through, got rid of everything except for a few things that I wanted to save, and I packed those up in a box and put them away. So where does that leave me? You know what? I am not even pissed right now, which seems crazy, I know, but I mean, part of me is, I went through a few days where I was really angry at the stuff that I learned, but part of me was just like, how fucked up do you have to be to do this to people who really love you? So it took, because even though, like I said, he was at fault, I still felt like this was something that in some way I wasn't enough, which I know everybody's told me that's not the case, whatever, but that's what I felt. And I felt it was this really special relationship, and we had this great, passionate, really fabulous sexual connection, and I'm never going to find that again. And why couldn't I be enough? What did I do wrong? Blah, 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 blah. Well, yeah, I'm not thinking that anymore at all. I believe it was the exact right relationship for me at the time, and I feel like it worked itself out in an absolutely perfect way. Now, could you imagine I would have said that a month ago? But I really do. I mean, here's the thing. The parts of our relationship that were he and I, you know, I kind of look at things as only the love remains, only the good part remains. What I took from that was we had some really fun and playful and lovely times. And, you know, whatever he did after that, outside of that room, can't take away from that. And what it really can't take away from is how those times impacted me. I mean, he was my transition. He was my bridge from 400 pounds to the woman I am now and the woman I'm becoming, who will never make those same mistakes in a relationship again, ever, ever, ever. And yeah, and so there were some very special things about him that he knew how to do that made me feel very beautiful and very loved. Yeah, so it wasn't necessarily true, or it was true in that 5 minutes and then it was true again when he said it to somebody else. But here's the thing. for the first time in my life, it opened up to me believing those things about myself. And yes, that should probably be inherent, and in some people it probably is, but it wasn't for me. And so I needed to see myself reflected through someone else's eyes to get that, which I did. And to just come out of my shell and be really playful as a woman and have a really, I don't know, just a playful, fun time. I mean, that part of that relationship was life-changing to me. And then I think it worked out the best way it could. He got a job as far away from here as he possibly could. I should have seen that as the universe telling me something. And so if he would have stayed here, this probably would have gone on for quite a while. I don't know how long it would have gone on here, because I probably would have started pressuring him a little bit soon, because the whole job thing up in the air kept me from doing it sooner than I did. But then he moves to New Hampshire. I go there the very first possible moment I could. He didn't want me to come until he moved from the resort, which was fine. So he wasn't even in his apartment for a week when I got there. So I went there as soon as I possibly could. I found out what I found out, and which was good, because if I wouldn't have found it out, who knows from New Hampshire to here how long he could have kept me going with this, and how much time I would have wasted in terms of, you know, meeting other people, because I want love in my life. And yeah, so anyway. And the other thing is, it had to be this freaking ludicrous as it was, and I won't go into all the details, but just trust me when I say, lying liar who lies does not even touch it. Okay, doesn't touch it. So, it had to be, I'm a slow learner when it comes to relationships, so it had to be that big, bold, blatant, for me to really get the lesson. And I really got the lesson. And you know what the lesson was for me? The lesson wasn't, you know, he was the first person that I really opened up with and was truly vulnerable, you know, psychologically, emotionally, sexually, in a different kind of way. And so I don't regret that. And that's what I was afraid of. I was afraid that I was gonna come out of this and not want to do that anymore. But you know what? That was awesome. That was the best part of our relationship. And it doesn't matter what he did with that, because it was me knowing that I could do it, that I could feel that I could be in that game again, that is life-changing for me. But what I will do different going forward is, one, be really clear on what it is I want, and examine my, and really look at what my expectations are and what my beliefs are about relationships, because your internal beliefs play a huge role in all this. Thoughts are things. And so I'm doing some work on that right now. And the other thing is, I need to do a better job making sure that the people that I'm a very loving and caring person, and the people that I am sharing that with and giving that to are deserving of it and have earned it. And I need to not to jump so quick. So those are my lessons. And I really do. It's like wrapped up with a bow. I can't think that it could have ended better, unless none of this would have happened and it would have worked out. We would have lived happily ever after, and he wasn't a lying liar who lied. But that's too late for that. Anyway, some quick shout outs. Of course, want to give a shout out to Amy, who's going to be recovering. I think she's just going to be in the hospital till the morning, and then she'll be going home. Christy Ruin Y, and I think that's right, I'm not looking at it, had her surgery, I believe, yesterday in Australia. Jen Lundy, who some of you know, she doesn't make YouTube videos. She's a personal friend of mine, but she went to Nashville, so several of y'all met her. It was her birthday on Saturday. It was her 1-year surgiversary right around that same time, and she also hit Wonderland. So I want to give a huge shout out to her. And Lauren Dayton's 3-year surgiversary. So that's what we have. Naked Truth this week on Sunday. I think it's just going to be me again, because all of the girls are busy, and I don't know that I want a guy hanging out with Sarah Robeson and I. Sorry, Scott and James. So it may just be Sarah and I on the Naked Truth Sunday at 5. I love you guys, and I hope you have a really great week.